low. So in addition to being a complex program, it's also facing the same sort of understaffing challenges that the whole agency is facing. Thank you.
I thank my colleague, Senator Grassley.
Yeah. Remote work is a problem throughout the federal government, not just with Social Security. But I want you to know that I hear from Iowans that are getting in-person assistance at field offices is a real challenge. And I recently read about your organization entering into a memorandum of understanding with the employee union that expands this episodic telework. So how are you going? By the way, I think this is something you and I discussed when you came to my office. I didn't try to get a commitment out of you on anything on that point, but I did want to point out to you how I thought that your predecessor probably lost his job because he was taking on this effort to try to get more people to come to the office. So how are you going to serve seniors when there's even more remote work than there is now?
Yeah, Senator, let me share with you that on February 2nd, we changed our telework balance, and this is the sum and substance of it. I said, look, I'm here 5 days on site, 5 days a week, every day of the week, and if I'm not here, I'm in one of the regions or catching a Dawn's Early Light flight. My commissioner's office, the commissioner's office at headquarters, is there 4 days a week, 1 of telework. All of the other components, 3 days a week, 2 of telework. Now, the field offices have been open 5 days a week, 9 to 5, ever since the shutdown ended. That's a fact. We also do a pretty decent job of getting people appointments within a reasonable time. We can debate what reasonable is, but they also answer the phones in the field between 3 to 5 minutes. So, but this item that you touched on, the episodic telework, was simply this. When I was I can't remember whether I was in Kansas City or San Francisco, a young dad who worked at our teleservice centers said, my son was really sick. I needed to get him to emergency care right away, but my wife was coming home and was going to come off her job and relieve me. I asked my supervisor, could I come in and work the second half of the day? And she said, no, we don't allow that sort of episodic, granting of a half day or something. And so when it came time for us to bring everybody back to the regional headquarters, everybody back to the Baltimore headquarters for more days, the question was asked, are we going to allow them to take a personal half day and telework on those days if some calamity happens, sick kid, a flat tire or something? And I said, well, sure, we're not monsters, we're human beings, life happens. And they said, well, what about for the union organized workforce? I said, don't they already have that? And they said, no. I said, well, that's not fair. I mean, do they not have sick kids? Do they not have flat tires? So I don't want that to distract you, though, from the larger movement, which is to have core collaboration days at the headquarters, to keep those field offices open 5 days a week, 9 to 5, and to make sure that we see people. We're doing all of those things, albeit with a lot less staff than before, but we're not going backwards and doing more telework.
Both Trump and Biden are running on a campaign of not cutting Social Security. I think that's a stupid thing. They aren't serving the future generations they should by running on that sort of a platform, but that is their platform. And obviously, if they do nothing, they are not going to cut it in the next 4 years. But we all know that by 2033, based on what your studies show, that it's going to go from 100% down to 77% of scheduled benefits. Now, is that a cut to you? I'm not asking what Trump and Biden would say about it, but if you go from 100% to 77%, isn't that a cut?
Absolutely. If Congress isn't able to avert it, as you all did in 1982, that would be a real hit to people.
Yeah. The Social Security Act requires the Board of Trustees, which includes the Social Security Commissioner, to report on the trust fund financial status by April 1. It's frequently missed. Can Congress expect that report April 1st? And if not, why not?
Yeah, we were hopeful that we were going to be able to get it to you, but there was data from the U.S. Census that was late arriving, so we won't make the April 1st, but it will come shortly thereafter. It'll be a delay of a few weeks, but not a few months.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank my colleague, Senator Carper is next.
Yep, thanks very much. Welcome.
Thank you.